Hi all, and welcome to the portfolio introduction video. I'm going to give you some additional explanation on what the portfolio is about and give you some ideas for how to start working on it. So first of all, a few words about portfolio as a whole. A portfolio is a collection of your work. You might have heard of photographers, artists, or designers creating portfolios of their work, and similar to that, writers can have portfolios too. They're collections of your work designed to demonstrate your best qualities as a writer. It is a way for you to show your instructor everything that you've done this semester and how you have grown as a writer. For this portfolio, you will also identify areas for improvement in the future as you move towards English 102 or other more advanced courses where you'll need to engage with more complex writing tasks. Now, I'm going to outline what actually goes into your portfolio. First of all, it should start with your cover letter that would describe your journey through this course in general. The letter should be between 500 and 700 words. Next, you will need to include the final drafts of all three of your writing projects, the drafts that you submitted for grading throughout the semester, and if possible, include the instructor's comments as well. And finally, you will need to write a revision letter for each of these three writing assignments. Each letter should be about 500 words long and describe the changes that you would make to those projects if you had to revise them now. You don't actually need to revise the projects, but you need to come up with a detailed plan on what you'd like to revise and why, based on all the knowledge and skills that you've learned this semester. Now, a few more details about the cover letter. In the cover letter, you will need to describe your development as a writer this semester, as well as identify areas for improvement that you'd like to focus on in the future. As you start brainstorming for your cover letter, think back to the beginning of the semester. What were your writing skills like back then? What was your knowledge about rhetoric writing and the writing process? What are some of the biggest changes between then and now that strike you? What were the most important new skills or knowledge that you can identify? And as you're thinking about that, refer back to all the key concepts we've been looking at this semester, like the rhetorical situation, which is audience, purpose, genre, medium, author, and writing and revision process, different types of writing, personal, analytical, argumentative, and use these concepts to talk about your progress this semester. And in describing your process, make sure that you use your earlier drafts and other documents to exemplify what you're talking about. For example, you can compare your first draft of Project 1 and the final draft and talk about how you developed your topic or added details to your literacy narrative. Or you can use the peer review comments that you received on your last project and talk about how they helped you improve your final draft. You can refer back to any of those, to any of the course readings and any of the assignments you've completed, including discussion posts, writing journals, revision logs, reflections on peer reviews, etc. Take a look at all of the work that you've completed this semester to help you guide your reflection on the course as a whole. And just keep in mind that you don't have to argue that you are a perfect writer now. We all have something to learn about writing, regardless of where we are, academically or professionally. Just be honest and point out areas for future improvement as well as your achievements. And last but not least, make sure to organize your cover letter in a logical way. You can turn it into a story and structure it as a narrative, or you can go through the main milestones in your journey point by point, providing details about each of them from different moments in time. It's your choice how you want to organize your letter. Just make sure that there's some logic behind the organization and that you provide enough details for your readers, not only to have a clear picture of your growth this semester, but also to back up your claims about your own progress. Now, next, moving on to revision letters. You will need to compose one revision letter for each of your writing projects. I recommend starting by looking at the assignment prompt again and rereading your project. Are there any points in the assignment prompt that you missed before? Any questions that were not answered? Any areas where you can expand your content? And next, look at your peers' comments and your instructor's feedback on the final draft. What were the changes that were recommended and which advice sounds good to you? But don't rely on just the instructor's feedback. Read your paper again and again and see if you can notice any areas for improvement yourself. And once you've looked at the assignment prompt again and reread all of the comments, make sure to describe all of the effective and ineffective elements of your paper in your revision letter, and then proceed to describing how you would revise it based on these ideas. You don't actually have to revise your paper, but you need to explain in detail what you would revise and why. Think of it as making an argument that this and that needs fixing, and here's the best way to fix it. And finally, when you're ready to submit your portfolio, combine your cover letter and the 3 revision letters into one file, and feel free to use page breaks and headings, and then include your original documents, your original projects with your instructor's comments if possible, either as separate files or as part of the same document as the letters, if you combine multiple documents in one. If you have created any projects as multimodal documents this semester, for example videos or blogs or anything else, you can include links to them posted online, either in the comments area or as separate files. So that's it. Thank you for watching this video. If you have any questions, please contact me right away.